Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Stephen O'Brien Coaching Podcast, and hosted by myself, Stephen O'Brien.
Hey guys, how are we getting on today? So today is more of a kind of a bit of a touchy subject that I actually want to try and focus on here, and that's talking about anxiety. Now, it's incredible the amount of people I've spoken to that are actually going through anxiety issues at the moment. It's something I've dealt with in my past myself. I go through social anxiety still at the moment. It's not as bad as it was before, but it's like some of the biggest areas for me was for a long time actually having this fear of speaking to people. And this was only like in a one-on-one kind of situation where I'd get cold sweats. I would have a fear of not being able to talk. Speaking in public, not a chance would I ever want to do that. So it's something I've dealt with for a long, long time, and it's actually held me back from being the person I wanted to be. For a long time as well, going back a few years, I relied on drink to allow me to be able to speak to people. So anytime I was going out, I'd drink a lot. And that was really just to be able to get me to feel like the way I wanted to feel, so I could actually communicate and chat with people and stuff like that. So I had to work on myself a long, long time to be actually able to step outside that comfort zone, to be able to become the person I am today. But just like anything, it's all a work in progress. Just like going to the gym, like I consider myself pretty strong, pretty fit. I get into the gym, I train a lot, but if I stop, it'll slowly start to deteriorate. So again, it's something I got to keep on working on myself with my fitness. So just the same as the anxiety stuff. Like I said, I still get social anxiety every so often. If I'm out and if I have to talk within groups of people, after about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, I can feel the kind of nervousness kicking in. I can feel the cold sweats coming on. I can feel that, do people actually know what I'm thinking? Do people know that I'm actually starting to build up this fear inside me? And like, it's not a nice feeling at all. And that was just my elements of anxiety. I've also suffered with panic attacks, which I believe is the next kind of level to anxiety. That when your body gets so fired up and tense that you go into panic mode. And this was probably back when I was maybe 19 years old, 19, 20. I can remember a specific time period, probably over a couple of weeks, where I had a fear of going to bed because my anxiety, panic attacks would kick in, and it was the most horrendous feeling ever. You just felt like you had no control over anything. Well, that's how I felt. I had no control over anything. I'd start shaking. I'd get up out of bed. I'd go in. I'd put on the TV and sit down and watch it because I was afraid to close my eyes. It was absolutely horrible. And anybody going through this at the moment, I know how that feels, and it's not a nice place to be in. So that's kind of my own connection with having anxiety. And now I know people have it on different levels, and I know it affects people in different ways. So it's not kind of a one size kind of fits all kind of thing, because there is lots of different elements to anxiety. But the challenges I have learned to overcome in my own life, I do believe I am a professional in helping people reframe their mindset and move forward. And that's why I also do life coaching at the moment, because I know it has a massive impact on my own life with personal development, with mindset, with transformational stuff, with reframing people's thinking and guiding them on a path that they may not have seen possible for themselves before. So really what I want to kind of share with you guys today in and around anxiety is some of the tips and stuff like that I've picked up in studying about working with people anxiety. Now, what I've learned as well is that anxiety is really about creating an illusion in your mind of what you believe may happen. So it's not something that is actually real. It's something that we kind of create a thought in our mind, and we get this kind of fear, and some people feel it in their stomach, some people feel it in their chest, some people feel it in their head. So it's kind of different for a lot of people. But what we really want to focus with anxiety, the simple part of it is reframing our thinking and kind of diluting the story we keep telling inside in our minds that triggers our anxiety. Now, it is a lot easier to say it than actually to do it, because it is something like just going to the gym. It does take practice. It does take a little bit of time. But first of all, it's about recognizing that there is a solution to it, but it's just about figuring out what solution is going to work best for you. Now, there is also a simple step of creating the stop sign in your head. So for creating this, we all know a stop sign is a big red stop sign that you see when you're driving down the road or whatever. What we want to do is, first of all, we want to close our eyes and we want to picture that stop sign. And when we see the stop sign inside our mind's eye, we want to expand the picture of the stop sign. Then we want to make it brighter. We want to see that red light, the redness of the stop sign really shining out to you. Then the letters within the stop sign, the S-T-O-P, the big white letters, have them nice and bright inside in your mind. So what I want you to do is I want you to understand that you can bring that stop sign up in your mind at any given moment. It's just about taking a step back, breathing, relaxing, allow yourself to bring up that stop sign. So when you feel that anxiety coming in upon you, put your focus in on the stop sign. Automatically at the subconscious mind, you're telling the anxiety to stop, to not come any further. But also what you're doing is you're putting a focus on something away from whatever you're kind of thinking in your subconscious level that's actually bringing up the anxiety. Because we can only think about and focus on one thing at a time. So if we're creating this illusion inside in our head that's bringing on the anxiety, and we redirect our thinking into the stop sign that's over here, we bring it up, it's nice, it's big, it's bright, so we're putting all this focus onto it. The thought and focus on what's bringing on the anxiety and on the anxiety will slowly start to dilute and calm down. So that's just one simple technique that you can actually start to do for yourself. Another technique is naming your anxiety. So a lot of times when we feel the anxiety coming on, I know this from when I used to have my panic attacks, I used to really fight against it. I'd feel it coming on and I want to just like grab it and just push it away. And what I've kind of learned from some of the stuff I've been studying and my own personal experience is that when you're trying to push it away, it pushes back against you even stronger. So you have this big barrier up against you and you're fighting against this and it's just making you worse. So by first of all creating a name for your anxiety and give it something fun, like call it Goofy, call it Donald Duck or Mickey Mouse, something like that. So something that will automatically create a calmer sense inside in your subconscious with even just using the name you want to call it. Call it a funny name, just make up something. Call it a funny name. So when the anxiety comes, oh, here comes Mickey Mouse again. So straight away, you're in a state of feeling calmer within yourself just because of the name you've given it. And then when you feel the anxiety come on, just say, do you know what? I'm going to let the anxiety come in. You're going to come in, but I'm not going to entertain you. So just imagine if you're inside your house, you're inside in your kitchen, and anxiety, Mickey Mouse, he's knocking on the door, bang, bang, you're going to open the door, let him in. But what you're going to do is you're not going to entertain him. You're going to just let him sit down, do whatever he has to do, and let him walk back out again. So straight away, you're dropping the barrier of fighting against it, because again, that's going to take energy from you. It's going to build up the anxiety even more. So by diluting that and calming it down, you're kind of changing your mindset, and you're also changing your thinking around the anxiety by giving it a name that eventually, when it comes, you just accept it the way it is and let it go. But it's never, you're training yourself that it's not going to hit you as hard as normally it may have hit you. So that's just a couple of tips there on helping somebody with anxiety. Something that's really great as well is also mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is putting a focus on something at this very moment in time. So let's just say, for example, I have this here. So if I wanted to do mindfulness with this, all I would do is I'd look at it, I'd focus on it, like there's letters on the front, some words and stuff like that. So I'd look at that, I'd look at the shape of the letters, I'd look at the color of it. So it's like a black, kind of velvety, got Velcro and stuff on it, kind of a leather case kind of thing. So I'd look at all the different shades of black on it, how it actually curves around here, the shape of the bottom, the texture, how it feels, how it smells. So by me putting my focus on this, I can't be focused on anything else around myself. So again, when anxiety is coming up inside in my subconscious, and I'm putting all my focus into this, I can't be entertaining the anxiety. So again, you can do that with absolutely anything. You can do mindfulness eating. You can be eating something, take your time, feel the texture, really connect with the taste of it, the smell of it. Is it hot? Is it cold? Can you feel it go down your throat? You're chewing. So you get all these different elements that you can put that focus into with your mindfulness. And again, it takes your mind away from the anxiety. The same with meditation. We sit down, calm state. We can use some of the meditation apps, whatever it is that we really want to do. And we just focus on our breathing. Take deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Now we might have light music in the background. We might have guided meditation. So it's the same thing as the mindfulness. It's putting our focus into something we want to focus on rather than something that's been built up in our subconscious through a story that we're creating within our mind. So again, we're diluting that, we're letting it fizz away. We're coming into a meditative state, we're focusing on our breathing, we're relaxing our body, breathing in, breathing out. And of course, when we're going through meditation as well, like we may have thoughts that will pop into our head, and you know what? That's okay. That's just part of meditation. Let the thoughts come in. When we feel the thoughts coming in, we just put our focus back into our breathing. Feel the air going up our nostril, down our throat. Feel how our lungs expand, how we're breathing back out. Is there a sound through our mouth as we breathe back out? And again, just going through that process, nice, calm, slowly. So again, it's bringing you back away from that tenseness, that build up of anxiety that's happening within you. So guys, I hope this was helpful. Again, this was just me sharing some of the stuff that has worked for me, some of the things that I've learned from studying anxiety, and some of the things that I've learned from my CBD course. So guys, if any questions whatsoever, feel free to hit me up. Happy to share it with you guys. If you do, so any questions, feel free to message me.
So guys, if you like that episode, please like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and please leave me a review as well, because I'd love to hear your feedback from what I'm doing to see if it is actually adding value to you. So guys, thanks so much for listening to the Stephen O'Brien Coaching Podcast.